Hello. So, welcome on a new episode of Startup Greece Talks. Today, I have with me Vicky Klimi from Grandmama. Welcome, Vicky mo.
Welcome, and you here in Greece.
Thank you so much.
No, actually in Athens, and we're welcome all people to hear what we're doing and what we're going to do later on.
Exactly. Welcome to everyone that's going to listen to us today. I'm very excited for this specific interview, as I think I'm for every single interview for a different way, but especially with Vicky, we had the pleasure to discuss as she was very recently in Qatar in the Web Summit, right? 2024.
Correct.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
had the chance to talk to her about Grandmama, which is the name of their company. And I could not be happier to listen more. Something about yourself, anything that you want to share.
Yes, we had an exciting trip in Doha, and it was so great to meet all these people, thousands of startups and thousands of attendees, investors, partnerships, and etc. It was amazing. Even the speakers. I mean, we had top speakers, which was incredible. I couldn't imagine it. And sometimes I was walking through the corridors, and I was seeing photographers taking pictures, and I didn't know the name, but I was searching on the app, and I was searching at the app, so I could easily find who was this guy or
Yes,
that girl.
yes.
And yeah.
Any specific
Yeah,
any specific event that was like mind blowing for you, or any person that you met and networked with that was inspiring for you?
Yeah, actually, we met lots of people from the tech industry, especially companies seeking for partnerships for tech startups. So we had lots of them in our booth. Also had some meetings with the people from Qatar, which is really the interesting thing is that Middle East is a different industry in terms of home care, rather than home care in Europe. And the reason why is that in Middle East, the population is relatively younger.
Yes,
but
we talked about it. Yes, you're right.
Yeah. On the other hand, European population is growing old. And one of the countries, the one that we live, it is in the top 5 of oldest countries, meaning that people are growing older very fast. Very nice thing is that when I heard about the Indian market, the Indian home healthcare market, which is booming, actually it worth $5 billion 2 years ago, and the next year it's going to worth $20 billion. I mean, this is a booming industry in these countries. But it was a very good chance. We had the chance to meet all these people from different cultures, from different backgrounds. But we realized that home health care, it's something global. It's international. We have the same issues. We have the same challenges.
Yeah, and even if a solution is being built in Greece, it does not mean that it cannot grow and move internationally. And at this point, our audience understands that this Grandmama is a home care platform.
Yep, correct. Right. We're a platform that connects families or people who need home care with vetted caregivers and nurses. So just straight to the point, we're leading the market in Greece. Actually, we're having more than 8,500 vetted caregivers and nurses in our network. And the last 4 years, we have helped more than 5,000 families to find the best fitted one. So it is a problem that we're tackling, especially here in Greece.
Yes.
But as I mentioned before, the same challenge, the same problem, it is all around the world.
It's all around the world. And so I skipped the point where I wanted to ask some things about you that probably happened earlier in your life, or that in some reason, in some way, sorry, are connected to your initiative to start Grandmama.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, I want to become an architect. So I didn't make it. So here I am, being an entrepreneur. Yeah. And about grandmama. 5 years ago, my grandmother had an accident. She broke her hip, something very typical in her age.
True, that's true.
So my mother had to take care of her, and she was, I mean, for 10 months, she was taking care of her. But my grandmother wanted to return back to her home. She didn't want to stay with us. She didn't want to stay with my mother and my father. So she was insisting returning back. By that time, dementia appeared. She suffered also from dementia, so we couldn't let her stay at her own. So we visited an agency and asked for a caregiver, a living caregiver. So the very last day of this beloved person of mine, she was abused by her caregiver. So that was a trigger for me, having in mind that the person that I love so much, she had this experience, this experience during the last day of her life. So together with Maria, my business partner, Maria had also a challenge with her mother and the home care of her mother. Just a parenthesis: Maria's mother died just a few weeks ago, in the age of 102. She had a very good home health care. So this is the example that we have in our business. Yeah, exactly.
Of course. And you should be extremely proud of that, because especially here in Greece, and pardon me for interrupting you, I'm not going to share my personal story here, but something that I did not tell you last time we spoke is that we also had a similar incident in our family. And it was very traumatic for all of us, not being able to provide the support, the care, for the beloved person in our family that was in need. So I believe that this is of extreme importance, because it's something that usually does not really have a solution. You cannot be with your person all day long, so you need someone to have a verified home care, or how you call them, for your significant others. So I find it extremely impactful what you do.
Yeah. Also, I would like to add that in the early business trip of mine, I was thinking that later on I would love to make something about kids, about children. But with my grandmother, I realized that these children are over 65 years old. So since grandmama came to my life, I'm devoted to help these people to find the quality of care that they need and they deserve.
And they deserve. Absolutely. So I understand that you technically are in the middle of these people and the caregivers. So I assume that it's some kind of B2B model here in Greece, right? So could you please tell me how you create revenue? Is it different, the model here in Greece and internationally? Because I know that you're also growing internationally. You're leading the market here, but are also growing abroad.
Yeah, you know that Greece is a market where you can make pilots. So it is a very good market. Actually, it is a hard market. So we're working with a B2C model. And we have a subscription model for both families and caregivers. Expanding abroad, we're pivoting and we're having the B2B2C model where we have on the platform not only freelance caregivers and nurses, but also caregivers and nurses from home care agencies, home care companies, healthcare companies that they provide services at home. So an agency that cannot afford to create digital tools, for instance, an application for the caregiver or the nurse, a platform, a dashboard to handle all the cases, or even doesn't have the money to spend or to invest on marketing, here we come. And we're an end-to-end solution for them to provide them with customers, digital tools in order to be digitalized, because this market is under digitalized, and we're helping them to grow. And with a pool of caregivers ready to work for them. I mean, for instance, I'm an agent and I want to grow my business, but I cannot easily find a caregiver due to the shortage. I can enter the pool of grandmama with caregivers, and I can make a contract with one of them and work and grow my business, even if this person lives in another country.
Yeah. How's that happening?
For instance, we have people, caregivers and nurses who'd love to go to UK or Germany to work. Why? Usually because the salaries are higher than Greece. So they can easily travel outside Greece and have a decent job. I mean, to work for some years or lifetime.
Of course, yeah. It reminds me of the au pair model.
Kind of. Actually, we're a little bit different because we do all this onboarding process, the vetting procedure that we have, and we're very strict on it. I mean, we do have protocols. Yeah, we do have procedures for the caregivers and also for the families. You know, for us, both
because
of them
also I understand that you're also responsible for the caregiver, so they are also technically you are kind of working as an HR agency for the caregivers too, so they need to go in an environment that is good for them.
Yeah, safe to get paid.
Yeah.
I mean, to have a good quality of life as the elder people or people with disabilities or patients. I mean, we're taking care of both sides. And this is also, something very strong in our culture, in our business culture. And building this trust in the market, especially in Greece, we have grown so fast, and I mean, we have helped so many thousands of families and thousands of caregivers and nurses.
So thank you for sharing. Thank you very much. So if you had to pick the ideal customer from now on, taking under consideration all market trends rising from now on, what would you choose? So what would be the ideal customer?
The ideal customer in Greece is the children actually of an elder person or a person with disabilities. Outside Greece, it depends on the country. We have either the families or the families and the or of course this is the B2C model. We have also the older people who want to pick up their own home care plan. I mean, they're ready to choose. In some countries, you know, children are not involved with their parents' issues. So and definitely we have the agencies, the home care companies, or the healthcare companies, where it can be involved on this platform. I mean, actually, we are their partners.
They're partners. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And this,
you create collaboration.
yeah.
Totally
Yeah.
understood. So since you're leading the market here, you have some feedback regarding the pricing. So what is the customer feedback regarding the pricing? What do they think about it? Is it positive? Is it cool?
Just let me explain you about actually the salaries of the caregivers.
Yes, please.
Because the main issue is in the salaries of the caregivers and the insurance compensation. So this is something out of the pocket money. I mean, people, they pay with their private money this home health care, which is the largest recurring payment that the families have to make every month. It's huge.
It's huge.
Even it exceeds the rent of a house.
It's huge. That's true.
Yeah. About the pricing that Grandmama has, it is a decent one. Actually, we're impact first startup, meaning that we are for profit, but we're working towards the impact that we have. So that's why the model changes, pivots outside Greece in order to scale up easily, and also to reach more people, to help both sides.
Yes.
So it is really important for us that we're changing the lives of thousands of people. And just have in mind, for instance, our network in Greece, the caregivers and nurses, 96% are women. 86% are women over 41 years old, meaning women who cannot easily find a job.
Find a job, of course, and you provide them with the opportunity to work and provide for their families and their loved ones. And indeed, this is a part of the population that's very hard to get a job nowadays, especially with the technological gap between younger ages and these people. Absolutely.
Yeah, I fully agree. And also we provide them with education and trainings. If they want to up-level themselves, to skill, to reskill, or upskill,
so
we're here next to them.
Salary, probably, right?
Exactly. And we have managed within the last 2 years to increase their salary by 150 to 200 euros per month net.
So this is around, if I make correct assumptions, it should be around 15 to 20%, almost. This is a big percentage. Yeah. This is
that's why we have
a significant percentage.
And that's why we have caregivers, they're coming in our door knocking that we want to be in your platform, because we do provide them also with what they need, education and a decent life, which is really important.
I wish I knew that earlier. I'm actually frustrated that I didn't know that earlier. Because especially in islands like where I live, it's extremely hard to get good quality.
We have some customers in Kerkira, in Corfu, and this is the challenging issue that we had during COVID. You know, we grew bigger during COVID, and why? Because we managed to have all this network all around Greece. And we satisfied it, even cases from the most isolated islands like Karpathos, Limnos. So I won't say it's easy, but I will say that we made it. We made it. And I mean, we know how to do it. We have the knowledge.
You have the know-how, yeah. Are there any numbers or data that you would like to share about the market size? Any estimations or projections regarding its growth and its current state?
Yeah, actually, it's a growing market, as you can imagine. The global value of the home care market right now, it's more than $600 billion, and it's increasing by 9% each year. If I tell you about India is increasing. The market is increasing by 20% each year. So depending on the location, depending on the country you are, it's different, but it is increasing. And because we have a better quality of life, we have new medicines, we eat better, we exercise ourselves, so we live longer.
Yeah, correct. And also it's constantly more important to provide healthcare, as families do not have enough time to consume with their loved ones, unfortunately, but that's the reality.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in Greece, we were very tight. We are very tight as families. But you see that women, especially women, are working, so they cannot handle taking care of parents and taking care of children and also work. This is something, I mean, you cannot do it. So we come and we give the solution to them, so to have peace of mind.
Yeah, absolutely. I get the value and the impact 100%. So I understand. I will make the assumption that Eastern countries are much more family oriented and families are a lot more bonded than Western countries, and this is my assumption. But I'm going to ask you, which strategic locations are you going to work with within the next 2 or 3 years?
Yeah. Actually, just for you to have it in mind, 93% of Americans, the older ones, they prefer to stay and age at home. So this is something that it's for sure, it's something that is going to grow. So our next steps is to make some pilots this year in Europe and Middle East. So to have some results. And next year we're heading to go to other countries. So we're just having some pilots to see the reactions and come back and prepare ourselves to shoot.
Yeah, sure. And how long do these pilots take in time? So what of an investment is it time wise?
Approximately 3 to 5 months.
Okay, that's a decent it's a decent
So
amount
it
of
won't
time.
take so much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We don't want to spend too much time. I mean, we know the Greek market, how it is. We know the home healthcare industry according to our standards, but we need to test it to other countries too to understand more about their culture, how they perceive it, how they're using it. Because sometimes you think that you know the market, but you have to talk with them to smell them too, in quotes, of course.
Yeah, of course. No, I get it. I get it. It's also a matter of tradition and culture, and since it's very family oriented, the service is very family oriented. You need to also understand this aspect of it. I totally understand. Okay, so
and that's why we had some trips to Europe and Middle East to understand more what's happening and to set up some pilots.
Okay, great. And I understand that also Qatar was probably a catalyst for new collaborations and networking for the next steps, right?
It was a great chance to meet people for partnerships, even to collaborate with other startups to enter new markets, which is good. I mean, these people know their market, so
Yeah, exactly.
it makes it easier for us. Yeah.
To have an idea.
Of course, the holy grail is US market because it is the largest one. The Chinese market, I think it's pretty difficult. Not sure it's easy to enter, but Indian market is. I prefer Indian market right now.
Great. Thank you so much for telling me. So are there any other companies doing this? Not this exactly, not the service exactly as you provided, but is there any competition here in Greece or even abroad that you are aware of and you have it on top of your mind?
Uh, Yeah, here in Greece, we have formal and informal competition, whereas informal competition is, other families that they do have some caregivers. They're just asking, do you have a caregiver for my grandmother or my mom? And this is something we want to change step by step. And also there are agencies, home care agencies here in Greece, and a couple of platforms. But just for you to have it in mind, as I told you, we have thousands of caregivers. They do have 200. So we have a distance between us. And in case someone wants to enter the Greek market, they have to buy us to become the first one, actually. Okay. And outside Greece, in UK, there are a couple of companies that they do use technology in the sake of home care. There is one, Sarah Care, but the model is totally different. Actually, they employ all the caregivers. I think more than 8,000 caregivers or 10,000, something like this. But I do think that this can become a really heavy organization. It's not easy to control it. Whereas grandmama comes and say, we control the agencies, we control the companies, and we help them to compete Sarah Care, in terms of digital tools and how to grow. So the bigger you become, you're going slow.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we're
Correct.
using the other way. Yeah.
Correct.
So we're using the other way that says become big, but you have to check on not all of these caregivers. You have to check their employers. So they check their employees. This is the job that they have to do, not marketing, not digital tools. The agencies have to check the services. So we provide them with all the tools to do their job.
And all the procedures, automated procedures, if I understand correctly. That's great.
Correct.
Perfect. Okay. I got a grasp on it. That's good. So I understand also that this is also your competitive advantage. And do you have any ideas or strategies in order to further diversifying? Because since it is a growing market, I understand that it's also going to increase competition. Competition is going to be increased. So what is your plan for diversifying?
We like competition, actually, because it helps us to become better and better. So yes, our next steps is to build some AI tools and machine learning tools within our platform. So for the next 1.5 years, we're going to work on it to make it even smarter. And we're going to cooperate with the 2 top universities here in Greece to do so. So stay tuned in a couple of years.
Of course, hopefully we're going to have this interview again where you are going to tell me how big grandmama has eventually become, and how much impact it has actually provided. So at this point, I would like to ask anything that makes sense number-wise when it comes to financials, and specifically any numbers of users at this current state. I remember you telling me something, but if you may repeat, please.
Yeah, definitely. So far, the network of caregivers and nurses are over 8,500 people vetted. Yeah. And we have helped more than 5,000 families to find a vetted caregiver. So for this year, we're aiming to reach 13,000 caregivers, vetted caregivers and nurses. And the families we're going to help, last year it was 2,000, we're going to reach 3,000 this year. But with our expansion outside Greece, this is going to scale up. And in 2026, we're aiming to reach 15,000 families who are going to have a vetted caregiver or nurse from grandmama.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for sharing. I hope you reach your goal. And I also wanted to ask whether you are planning on raising funds within the next time, and if you're opening a round, what is the estimation of it?
I have a motto that says, we're going to go to our target sooner or later. If we have the money, the funds, and not only the funds, the people who are behind them, and the people who are going to also support us, because we're going to do the job, but we need support. That's for sure. I mean,
Cool.
we need more people to believe in what we're doing.
Of course.
So if we get the funds, it means that we're going to go faster.
Exactly.
And yes, we're opening a new round of €500,000 of evaluation of €5 million. So this is going to conclude midsummer, so July.
Great. Okay. And what would be the strategy for a return on the investment?
Yeah,
Short term.
actually, with this money, the use of the money is especially on AI and machine learning, as I told you before, with the help of these two top Greek universities. And also, with this money, we get a grant from EU to multiply the effect of what we want to do. So this is going to be just, the help that is going to give us the grants from EU to support the next steps.
Great. Okay, wish you all the best. I'm sure that people would be very interested in investing, also due to the impact, except for the business model that you have. And I would love to know who's behind all of that, because I understand that you initiated, but your partner Maria and other people, I'm sure they're doing their best for this to be a great initiative. So, what's the team? Which are your partners? Who are your partners?
Yes, we have a CTO, George Livas, who is supporting us on the technology side. So he has his team that is working for the redesign of the platform. So we're there. We have redesigned everything, and we're ready to launch it in other countries. We have also people on the operations, Vasya, who is with us the last 5 years. So we're a team that we have worked together. We have people on this. I mean, they know how I am when I wake up,
That's important. That's important.
Yeah.
Friction is important.
And also, we're a 10 people team right now. We're a female team, actually. Sorry for the guys that we have in our team. It's not easy. Anyway, but the most important thing is that in our team, we have 3 people with disabilities. And this is something that we have decided to do, even if we grow very big. Because we do believe that it's not a CSR, it's actually part of our culture. So we want all people. We're inclusive startup and diversified startup. So we're doing it, we're practicing it every day.
You're making it happen, and you're not only talking about it, you're actually working on it hands-on. Absolutely. So is there anything that you would like to share with our audience? For me, it would be that we are absolutely open to having any sort of feedback for Grandmama, and please share the impact and the message to everyone listening to us out there, as we consider it extremely important to share the ability to have a really good quality healthcare for our loved ones. So is there anything that you would like to share before we wrap it up?
Yeah, I have a message. That says that, especially for people out there who want to partner or to invest in Grandmama, join us now, because sooner or later you are going to use our services. So come now with us, join to make this change.
To make this happen. Thank you so much for this interview. I'm very happy we had it, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Fedra. You are a star, and I'm really thankful being here with you. I really enjoyed it.